Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Sale proceeds for Saturday's Hopkins County Junior Market Livestock Show Sale of Champions stands at over $400,000 for the second year in a row. The sale concluded the Junior Market Livestock Show. This year, 137 members from local FFA chapters and 4-H clubs and their projects made the Sale of Champions. A video of the Sale of Champions and a list of those making the sale can be found on KSSTradio.com, and you can see the Sale of Champions on cable channel 18 at various times throughout this week. Hopkins County Commissioners Court honored the Como Volunteer Fire Department with a proclamation that reviewed the history of the department and called on county citizens to celebrate the dedication of the department in serving to protect the citizens and property. County volunteer fire departments serve not only their specific area, but are always on call to assist other departments in the county. The proclamation was read by county commissioners and presented to the department by County Fire Chief Andy Inslee Monday morning during the court's regular session. The proclamation notes that 26 members established the Como Volunteer Fire Department on January 28, 1975. Fire phones were installed in 10 members' homes and served as a fire call notification with a constant ring until someone answered the call. Property was donated for the volunteer fire station in April of '75. Currently, there are 11 members of the Como Fire Department. The Commissioners Court urges all citizens of Hopkins County to celebrate the outstanding efforts of the firemen of the Como Volunteer Fire Department, to recognize their dedication in their perseverance to provide protection for the citizens of Hopkins County and their property, and offer sincere appreciation to the servanthood of each one. Just when you think flu season should be winding down, a new strain of influenza accounts for nearly half of all new cases being reported, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the local medical community. H1N1 is now moving over for the H3N2 strain, and there seems to be more flu to come. Ben Pegues with Christus Mother Frances Hospital in Silver Springs reminds local residents to get vaccinated if they've not. If you're vaccinated and you get the flu, the illness will be milder than it would have been without the vaccination, he says. Flu activity is high in 30 states and found in 48 states. Texas is among those states with a higher rate. Here's Don Julian with sports.
Details for the regional quarterfinal game Tuesday for the Wildcats have been firmed up. The Wildcats play the Lufkin Panthers Tuesday at Tyler Junior College at 7 p.m. The Wildcats are ranked number 4 in Class 5A, and they have a season record of 26-8. The winner of the Tuesday game will advance to the regional tournament at the Curtis Colwell Center in Garland, taking place Friday and Saturday. Wildcats baseball team opened the regular season with 3 wins and 1 loss at the Rose City Classic in Tyler this past weekend. The Wildcats defeated Tyler Lee 2-0, lost to Lindale 3-1 on Thursday. Their game with Amarillo was rained out on Friday. On Saturday, the Wildcats had impressive wins over Waxahachie 4-3 and over Forney 2-1. We get more on that Rose City Classic from Wildcats baseball coach Jared Hammock.
Yeah, we've always enjoyed going there. It's a beautiful facility. Of course, it's an all-turf field, which helps, when it rains so much. And a lot of quality teams, a lot of 6A schools, a lot of ranked 5A schools. And, we really felt like we should have gone 4-0, but 3-1 against that sort of competition is a very positive moving forward. We already felt like we had a really good team, but this just kind of prove that, I think, to who we played and how well we played. Still got a lot of things we can fix, but pitching has been a real plus early. For the most part, defense has, and really hitting has, but the old problems that arise from time to time when you get men in scoring position, can you get them in? And we did enough to win 3, but we left an awful lot of guys out there at third with less than 2 outs and just not able to get them in. Even when the infield was back, and I know it sounds easy, just hit a ground ball somewhere. The infield's back, giving you the run, just take it. And we just weren't able to execute every time to do that. I mean, we out-hit, I want to say 49-2, and yet it was still a 2-1 ball game, and they still had a chance. I mean, we just could not extend our lead like we should have. But overall, very pleased. Like I always say, you don't want to be in midseason form right away. So there are things that we can get better and improve upon, and we will. But there's a lot there to be happy about.
Yeah, very impressive on Saturday. Will Sims and Jace Birchfield, really good pitching performances, and the relief was also.
Oh, absolutely. Jay started the morning off, and it was early. It was 9 or 9:30. They tried to start sooner, and kind of got off to a rocky start. I think his adrenaline was pumping a little bit, and he was throwing hard, just a little bit erratic, but then he settled in and did a really good job, and probably threw as hard as most anybody that we saw in the tournament. So he did great. I think Jake Davis may have come in then and got the save, and that was his second save of the tournament. And so he did a nice job in his inning or two of work. And then Will Sims did something I just can't remember that I've had, a below 70 pitch complete game, and that was with an error in the seventh that was the third out. And so it could have been even lower than that, probably 4 or 5 pitches different. So didn't strike anybody out, and really don't expect him to. What I do know is he'll pinpoint it, kind of make them hit his pitch where it's not really hit hard. It keeps your defense alive, and they know they're going to get to make some plays. And just a really good – so we didn't have to use a reliever, obviously, with him with 67 pitches in a 7-inning game is just unheard of. Most guys get that 4 or 5 innings. And so just a great performance. Pitching, as we know, is where it's at, so it's nice to see us have some well-pitched games this weekend and just bring the offense around, and we'll be a good, complete team.
Anybody really squaring up on the ball for you right now?
Argenbright, of course, I want to say hitting over 400 in the 4 games. Jackson Chaney squared some up. Austin Dodge squared some up. Will Sims actually quietly, I think he's batting in the 400s. And, Dawson Sears, we had a lot of guys swinging the bat well. Sometimes, you know how it goes. You hit it hard, it's just right at somebody. Dodge seemed to have that trouble, and it kind of get him a little bit frustrated. But, I mean, he's squaring it up just right at people. We hit into a couple of double plays, but they were hard hit just right at somebody. So I was pleased. Other than the Lindale game, we did not have very many good at-bats against their kid. But other than that, we really squared the ball up consistently, I thought, throughout the lineup. Like I said, I have no qualms there. It's just the fact of when we get them to second and third, we've got to do something at that point. But getting them on base, we were there all 4 games, plenty. And so, again, I think there's a lot of positive people that were there and watched this team, I think, have a good reason to be excited about them moving forward.
You have a game tonight. I guess you're kind of getting ready for district play coming up early in the week when you're in tournaments and stuff. So got North Lamar. They seem like always a good unit.
Well, they make the playoffs in that 4A district every year, and they've made some runs lately. This is new for me, I'll be honest. I haven't played a game in between tournaments in a long time, and never started district like we're going to next week in between the second and the third tournament. I've just never been a part of a district that has done that. So as long as I've done this is going to be new ground. We'll see how it goes. I'm still not even really sure who we're going to pitch because of the 4 games we just played. Got to look at some pitch counts and days rest and see who can go. Probably Payson Edwards. And then hopefully if Jackson his arm is okay, maybe he can relieve and kind of get back into the groove. Had a little soreness last week that hurt him. And, of course, Jake Davis, just the little bit he's had to throw, he could come back. So, but then we got to think about we got 4 games coming up in the tournament, and like I said, then the district game next week. So we're going to have to really sit down and iron this out on pitching and who can go and who we got to save for those things. And I guess it gives me something to worry about. But we're blessed with some quality pitchers, some depth, and so we'll get it figured out. And like I said, the way I think we swing the bats, we should be able to score some runs and keep ourselves in some games as well.
Very good. The Wildcats will be playing North Lamar Monday at 7 p.m. at Wildcat Park. And we'll have that game on KSST radio, and we'll videotape the game for replay later on Channel 18 right here on Sudden Link Cable. The Lady Cats softball team has opened the season with a 10-0 record. They won 4 and lost none at an Allen tournament this past weekend. The Lady Cats defeated Salina 11-2, Hurst LD Bell 16-0, Waco Midway 6-4, and Frisco Independence 8-0. The Wildcats will be playing in a Wiley tournament against rugged competition this Thursday through Saturday. More on the Lady Cats from Coach David Carrillo.
I thought we played very well over the weekend. We had some deal with the weather issues, so we got 4 games in. So 4 was better than I thought we were going to get at the beginning of the week. So that being said, we played some good competition, and our girls are really hitting the ball really well right now, and our pitching right now is really holding up with Bailey Haggerty and Addison Cadell, and we still have Tessa Holt who does see some action also. So. That being said, I've just been very pleased with the way we've been hitting. I believe there was one game where we actually hit 5 home runs in the whole game. So, multiple players. And that's the thing that I think we're really strong at this year is multiple players are getting the job done. And that's a good problem to have. This team right here is probably the team that has the most depth that I've ever coached, that we're really deep. We can go any kind of combination, and the girls are having fun. They're just getting after it. So, I'm very pleased, So that being said, we get ready and go play next week in Wiley for some more good competition as we open up on Thursday, I believe, with the Colony and Rockwall. So those are 2 really good teams. And then I believe on Friday we open up with Saxe, which is a really good team also. So we'll have our hands full next week, but we're looking forward to going back over to the Metroplex and, just playing and having a good time and enjoying, the success we've been having so far.
Yeah, I don't. It may have just been the wind in Allen blowing out or something, and maybe at Sulphur Springs too. But I don't remember an early barrage of home runs like this we've had out of your team this year.
Yes, that's the thing that's different about this team than any team that I've had here so far is, throughout the lineup, everybody's finding a way to get it done. It's not like we're strong 1 through 4 or 1 through 6. It's 1 through 9, and then the scary thing about it right now is it's any combination. We've been playing a lot of kids and trying to fill out some lineups and figuring out which one will be the best by district. But we're really blessed by being as talented as we are and having a lot of depth. So, that being said, it doesn't drop off from when you sub in kids or sub them out. We just tell our kids to be focused on the bigger picture and learn how to share the wealth, because this year is one of those years that you can put a lot of kids out there and you can share the wealth, and you can be good. Any players you put out there are going to, they're not going to hurt you. They're going to get the job done. So, again, we're blessed with that.
Yeah, those players sitting on the bench, they're just wishing for their chance, and when they get it, they seem to really be coming through. And the ones on the field say they can see them over there, and they say, I'm going to have to do good. So
yeah,
situation.
Yeah, it is, and our girls are handling it well. I think sometimes, you can get to where jealousy or, little selfishness can get involved. And that's human nature and that's natural. But as of now, right now, I feel like our girls are handling it well. They know competition is good because it does make us better, be it the other team or within ourselves. You could sit there and just be relaxed and feeling like you have your spot, but it doesn't push you. It doesn't push you to even push yourself to the next level. And that, again, is what we're trying to do with our girls. And, again, I think they're responding and playing very, very well right now. So hopefully we'll be able to get through this weekend and, just keep doing what we're doing. There's small things and little things we can fix, but as of now, I think we're playing very well.
Yeah, well as we're playing, that is a murderous schedule that you have coming up in Wiley. They're just a string of really good teams, most of them 6A.
Yes, and that's, we try not to look at, the overall outcome. We just try to get better as a team and try to do the little things right as a team. So, that being said, hopefully we can get some wins, but again, we can get better as a team. That's our main goal, and fix some of the things that we didn't do well in Allen. And, we'll get to practice today and tomorrow and hopefully a good practice on Wednesday and have 3 days to get ready for our, the Wiley tournament.
The Wildcats tennis team got in quite a few matches last Friday at a John Tyler tournament before the rains came. More details come to us from Wildcats tennis coach Tony Martinez.
It was a good tournament for us. The players did well, I think some of the highlights, our boys doubles ended up like in third place. The girls doubles got third place. We were able to squeeze some matches, and we kind of abbreviated the match. Instead of going 8-game pro sets, we went to 6-game pro sets, and so we were able to get a lot of play time in. I think our mixed doubles ended up in 5th place. Boys singles, another 6th place type deal. So we were happy. Really happy with the results. And then the rain came at 12 o'clock like they expected. But we got plenty, and they called it thereafter. We felt like it was going to be raining the rest of the day, and it did. So it was a good call, and we were able to get back here by 3:30 or 4, to make it to the basketball game.
All right. Tell us about some of the doubles players that you mentioned that got the third place and stuff.
Aaron, Lucas, and Logan Schumacher have been doing a great job for us this year. We're trying to get them ready for district play. We haven't kind of messed that team up. We kind of kept them intact, right, and we're just going to keep them intact really for the rest of the season. Where we've done some other things where we had Jonah Kirkpatrick play with Michael McCord this past week again one more time to see what that would look like, and they did real well for about the first 2 or 3 rounds, and then the third round they came to a stop. They played the tough team that was eventually going to win the tournament, I think. So real happy with their results, but I think we're going to go back with Joan and then back into singles, and he'll be competing for singles in district. Our mixed doubles, so Carlos Lopez and Jolie Cantu did real well. Lost a real tough match to White House, but they were both seniors, and that's what I'm saying. We're looking at where we were up 6-5, and we ended up losing 7-6, but they are playing good tennis at this point. So the mixed doubles team really looked well, and I'm really pleased with that.
Girls doubles, which one shined?
No, we had the one girls, Paige, Misi, the freshman, and Savannah Lilly. They ended up getting third place. And we're very happy with they have been really doing some good things this year and this, in the springtime for the program. But as for freshmen, you can see them growing leaps and bounds here for this semester. What we look forward to the next year or two is going to be really exciting.
Very good. Big week for tennis, Tony, especially for Sulphur Springs tennis. You've got a JV tournament coming up and a varsity tournament this week.
Right. We have JV tomorrow, and we've got a record of about 150 entries right now. Of participants. You break it down, there's the doubles and all the singles, but playing, there's like 27 teams of doubles. There's 27 girls single entries and another 25 boys entries. So it's going to be a real good turnout tomorrow. And then we turn around and do it again on Friday. But the Friday is kind of limited to like 6 to 8 teams with guaranteed with 2 to 3 matches. And then supposedly leaving Saturday morning for middle school tennis in White House at 5:30 in the morning. So it is 3 days of a lot of tennis here this week. This is, I guess, the hardest week for me, but it's really growing here, so we're really happy with the results.
Maybe it'll pep you up a little bit, all the compliments you're going to get on your facility here.
Well, yeah, they're still coming. A lot of teams, we do have a lot of teams that have not been here, and they'll be coming in. On Friday we do have the teams from Lawton, Oklahoma driving in 4 hours for the tournament. So we do have, we're looking forward to hosting a pretty good tournament on Friday.
The Saltillo Lions basketball team built up a good lead in the first 2 quarters and then just hung on to get a 45-44 area round win over Midway on Friday. The Lions led 25-15 at halftime. Chris Bocourse led the Lions with 18 points. Ben Moore had 16 points. Matthew Gurley had 7 points. Andrew Redburn and Eddie Oleo had 2 points each. The Lions improved their season record to 26-8. The Lions will now face Slidell in a regional quarterfinal game Tuesday at Bells High School at 6:30 p.m. The district champion Saltillo Lady Lions basketball team earned 4 superlatives and had a total of 6 players on the District 24A all-district basketball team that was released last Friday. And Sulphur Bluff had 5 players chosen. For Saltillo, sophomore Chandler Bain was selected as the district's most valuable player. Sophomore Anna Reeder was named Offensive Player of the Year, and sophomore Maddie Smith was named Defensive Player of the Year. Lady Lions coach Bill Giles was selected as the Coach of the Year. Lady Lions named to the first team All-District were junior Jocelyn Ochoa and sophomore Brittany Peoples. Making the second team All-District for Saltillo were senior Lorena Castro. Actually, it was senior Lorena Castro. There was just one Lady Lion on that second team. 5 Sulphur Bluff Lady Bears were named to that all-district team. Making the first team were senior Catlin Rochelle and junior Ann Dorner. And second team Lady Bears included sophomore Jada Wade, sophomore Allie Colette, and senior Mackenzie Morgan.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.